Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome to Bhroman Braapsody. This is where we review cars and motorcycles. I'm the host for motorcycles and the punk does the cars. Today we're back at Motorcycles of Greensboro with the professor.
Ah, bro, good to see you again, man.
Good to be here, good to be here. And what do we have here today, Professor?
So we're back in Germany.
Yes, sir.
Berlin, of course.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking at a new BMW S1000XR. Particularly what we have in front of us is the M version of the S1000XR, which is actually really exciting to know that BMW finally decided to put that little M stem on their bikes as well, because I know that they always do that very specifically to their cars, which makes them very special. And obviously we'd like to know that motorcycles are as special as
the cars. That's awesome. Well, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about this bike, see some of its cool features. I'll take it out on the road, share my thoughts with you guys, talk about the cost of ownership, and assign it a Bhromance score. But before we do all of that, if you're new to Bhroman Braapsody, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We put out content every week, and your support would mean a lot. It's me, it's your boy Bro, and I am your Bhroman.
So we all know that the S1000RR is BMW's superbike. The S1000XR is their sport touring version, and I would say capital S sport touring version. It's a superbike, but it's made more comfortable by having handlebars rather than clip-ons, more upright seating position, bike's a little taller,
a windshield,
bigger windshields, navigation systems, and you know I like history.
Yes, sir.
You know I like a good story.
No episode with the professor would be complete without a history lesson.
I don't know why.
No, our viewers love it. I love it. Teach us, Professor.
Awesome.
Teach us some history.
Awesome. Well, here's the funny thing. I was just going to go there, but here's the funny thing. So BMW has the R1200 GS, right? That is an adventure bike. And Ducati says, well, you know what? They do so well, and it's the #1 sold motorcycle in the world. Hands down, outsells any other motorcycle like 3-1, if I would dare to guess, right? Around the world. So Ducati says, well, you know what? We want some of that. You know, I want a piece of that pie. So Ducati puts out a Multistrada. But from an adventure standpoint, Ducati misses the mark altogether. Why? Well, because Ducati being the performance-oriented company, the Multistrada 1200 at the time was introduced as more of a performance-based bike rather than a true adventure bike like the GS is. And inevitably, it started winning some hearts around the world because, you know, people that weren't really intending on going off-roading were buying the Multistrada, keeping it on the street and enjoying the engine and the transmission and all the performance-based Multistrada, right? Well, in response to that, BMW puts this bike out. So they take the motor out of the S1000RR and they put it into a more comfortable sport bike. And so now here we go with, you know, a sport touring bike. Quick release panniers if you want, ability to put a top box on it. And I'll leave the features and all the other stuff up to you because I know that's the part you like. But at the end of it, really, I mean, the first S1000XR was launched in 2015, if I remember correctly.
Yes, yeah.
That was version 1. And we are now at version 2, really, because 2020 was the second version of it. So not a whole lot of history there, other than a lot of performance. All the little, you know, all the features that would make the motorcycle appealing to people that like that kind of stuff. And just a comfortable sport touring bike.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned Ducati in that. So there are a couple of similarities, right? Ducati with the newer Multistrada, they have the V4, so that's the same V4 from their superbike that they put into that sport touring motorcycle. This BMW took the engine from their superbike, the S1000XR, and put it in here. That's a light bike. They put a lot of what you like to call Italian chrome.
A lot of Italian chrome.
This has the M package, so this has the German version of the Italian chrome or carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber, correct. Yeah.
So there are a lot of similarities. And this is even in red.
Yeah, funny how that
funny,
works.
Right?
Huh? Yeah.
Funny how we picked up a bike that's red.
And what's funny is Ducati's got a gray bike now.
The Ducati is now in gray.
Yes. So, yeah.
So they're going back and forth.
Well, they are neighbors.
They are neighbors.
They are neighbors.
And we go back and forth between the countries, so there's that.
Correct. In little old Greensboro.
In little old Greensboro, here at Motorcycles of Greensboro, with the professor and the Bhroman. Well, thank you, Professor. That's a lot of good information. So I'm assuming I'm going to ask you two more questions. First of all, what's the price point for this bike?
There are two different versions of the S1000XR. So the standard version, it's approximately a little over $21,000. Now the M version of the bike is just under 25. Let's put it that way.
Around 25,000.
25,000.
So you're looking to spend a little over, somewhere in the region of 20 to 25. And of course, there are so many other options that there are other things that go into it. You could add more options, add more stuff, and your price may vary. You touched upon the panniers, the top box. I'm assuming there's a whole catalog of accessories that you could go with this motorcycle, just like with any Beamer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, the bike, the features that are on the motorcycle are, you could say, almost endless, especially on this one because it's fully outfitted with all the packages that BMW offers. Among some of those is Bluetooth connectivity with your smartphone, the big TFT screen, the GPS, the cradle that easily mounts your navigation system already, which also then communicates through the TFT screen.
Then you have traction control, riding modes, hill start assist, hill climb assist, and you've mentioned the quick shifter, both up and down.
Yep. BMW, well, they call it shift assist.
Shift assist.
And this one has shift assist pro, which is a level higher than. But then, all the different riding modes. You know, you got the dynamic mode for spirited riding, and suspension setups and so on and so forth. So, and the nice thing about this bike too is it already comes with drive lights that are mounted off to the side, just to give you a little bit better visibility in the nighttime.
Yeah. We've talked about the features, but here are a couple of numbers: 165 horses, 89 foot-pound of torque, 5.3 gallon fuel tank, 33-inch seat height. Thank you, Professor. This was really, really, really awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about Motorcycles of Greensboro?
Motorcycles of Greensboro. I want to say that Motorcycles of Greensboro is unlike any other dealership that you could ever walk into, primarily because there are no pushy salespeople here. What we are is a group of motorcycle enthusiasts at different levels. Paul likes to do a lot of off-road riding and like all day long type riding. Andrew likes to go take the scenic route to just about everywhere you can go. Brian likes his performance. I road raced for many moons, and since then not so much, but I'm more of a track day type rider. So all sorts of walks of life, all sorts of different backgrounds. I would almost say that here in Motorcycles of Greensboro, between all of us, there's probably a combined level of motorcycling experience that probably adds up to about 300 years, if not more. So, and again, we're not here to push motorcycles on anybody. We're here to simply share our knowledge, actually receive education if it comes from a motorcyclist who has had more experience in a different segment than what we have. Just a group of motorcyclists that are here to have a good time.
Just hang out and have a good time. The people who work here are really awesome. They treat you like family. I'll put the website link in the video description below. Come on down here and check them out. They have a lot of cool brands, a lot of cool, good-looking motorcycles. And if you come down here, just tell them the Bhromance sent you. So, Professor, this is awesome. Thank you for your time. And speaking of time, do you happen to know what time it is?
Bro. It's right o'clock, man.
It's right o'clock. Let's go. Yeah, so looking at the front of the bike, it has this, what I call the bug eyes, with that little XR emblem on the lip, the taller windshield, and as part of that M package, you get carbon fiber here. These are your M forged wheels, big dual discs with the Brembo brakes. Of course you need Brembo brakes. That's the that's the radiator for the liquid cooled engine, the 998cc inline 4. Driving lights come standard. Now this has a 24.5 degree rake angle. What's the rake angle, you ask? Well, draw a perpendicular from the steering mount, follow the fork tube. That angle is the rake angle. Shorter the rake angle, the more nimble the bike is, and larger the rake angle, the more stable it is at higher speeds and such. Check out the deep cut of the seat. Should be a very, very comfortable ride. You have the standard BMW mirrors on the side. On the left-hand side of the handlebar, you have the iDrive. You can toggle through the menu with this. You have the menu button, suspension setting, turn signals, horn, hazards, cruise control, and the driving lights on your left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you have the heated grips, the riding modes, the kill switch, and the start-stop. Keyless ignition. A little storage space here to put your key or some little stuff that you might want to put in here. You have adjustable windshield, GPS mount, and that's the TFT screen. Coming to the back, it's got these mounts for your panniers or saddlebags, and you can also put a top case on. Pretty neat. And this, you have more carbon fiber, and it also has the M logo there. Well, if you're new to Bhroman, give us a like and a subscribe. We would really appreciate your support. We put out content every week, and it would mean a lot. And let's go. Let's do our first test. Let's make a couple of U-turns and see how good this thing maneuvers. No problemo at all. No problem at all. This has a 61-inch wheelbase, and so yeah, it makes it quite nimble. Alright, first impressions wise, well, the handlebars are quite comfortable, and the seat, oh my god, it's amazing. And the seating position, these ergonomics, my legs aren't bent weirdly. I can reach out and I'm quite comfortable. I don't have a big dash in front of me. I have a windshield. It blocks a lot of wind. And yeah, I mean, the ergonomics for this motorcycle is simply amazing. Really good. Haha. Time for a second test. Let me go ahead and put it in dynamic mode. And let's do our little pull test, shall we? Let's go. Woohoo. Look at this thing pull, look at it pull. Oh my god, she bad. Sport touring, whatever, man. This is a full-blown sports bike. I love it though. I love it. I cannot get enough. Alright, let's look at the other modes. Yeah, we have rain mode. Let's see what rain mode is all about. It should be a little less crazy, I believe. Oh, we're gonna find out. Now, let's go. Yeah, give it some gas, throttle. Yeah, so rain mode is where it's not as insane as the dynamic mode. And well, that's what rain mode is supposed to do. So if you're riding through wet conditions or rain or whatever, this is designed to tone down the power so that you don't spin your wheels and get in trouble. We're still in rain mode, and check out this leaning. My god, this bike loves to lean. Oh my god. Whew, that was awesome, and that was in rain mode. Let me put it back in road mode. You have to close the throttle for the mode to engage. You can change it on the fly. Now, enough of my shenanigans. Let's check out the brake. Front brakes only. Brembos to the rescue. No problemo whatsoever. which is awesome. This has a 33-inch seat height, like I said, but I can flat-foot it very easily on both sides. I'm 5'10", 31-inch inseam, no problemo. Oh shoot, I forgot. I must have hit the grip warmers by mistake, as my hands were on fire. The grips were heating up, that's what I meant. Alright, so is this a bike that you could use for commuting? Absolutely, absolutely. This is a very comfortable bike. I love the seating position. Put those panniers on and you're good to go. Perfect. It's very nimble as well. You can filter through traffic, ride through traffic, all of that. Is this a good bike for touring? Yeah, I mean, I am digging the seating position and the ergonomics. This is going to be a great touring motorcycle in my opinion. If you put those panniers and the top box on, you're set. You can take a lot of stuff with you and get wherever you want to go really, really fast. And have a stupid grin on your face. Now, is this a bike for beginners? Absolutely not. Yes, it's an expensive bike, 20-some thousand, in the mid-20s, and this cost, that's just the cost to buy this bike. This puts out 165 horses, it's powerful, it's nimble. But those are the things that are not good for a beginner, so not a good beginner bike at all. This is a great bike for someone who's been riding sports bikes but wants to get something a little more comfortable to go touring and stuff. This satisfies your need for a sports bike while also giving you some comfort. See, you can have the stupid fun of a sports bike, but yet be a little comfortable. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna keep riding this motorcycle. I'm gonna keep riding this bike since I have it. Why don't y'all head back to the Punky Punk and wrap up this video. Alright, so let's talk about the cost of ownership for the BMW S1000XR. This requires a service at the first 600 miles for the break-in service, and then a service every 6,000 miles or 1 year, whichever comes first. And the tires on this bike should last you about 5,000 miles, but a lot of it is going to depend upon how you ride it. If you ride it like one of these guys, yeah, if you ride it like one of these guys, it's not going to last you 5,000 miles, it's going to last you much less. But that's a ballpark figure. Now, the service costs you about 500 bucks, and the tires cost about 400 for the pair, the front and back. So over a 2-year period, assuming you ride 5,000 miles a year, you need 3 services and 2 sets of new tires. So that's a total of about 2,300 bucks. Divided by the number of days, it's a little over $2 a day. Let's assign it a score, shall we? On the looks, it's an 8 out of 10. On the Braap, it's a 9 out of 10. The maintenance, it's a 6.5 out of 10. And on the comfort, it's an 8.5 out of 10 for a combined Bhromance score of 8 out of 10. Now, the BMW S1000XR, it's not just a regular sport touring bike. It's a sports bike that's trying to be a little more comfortable and a little more nondescript of sorts. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's wicked fast. It handles really well. It's so well balanced, and it's comfortable, and you can eat up a lot of miles on this bike. So is this the bike for you? Well, head out to your closest BMW dealership and take one for a spin. Thanks for watching. Bro out.